Who you're around is the biggest difference maker between you being a success and you being a loser. If you're around people who are doing drugs, busting every 5 minutes, and just wasting their lives, you will too. Even if you have successful people around you, that one group will slow you down. And those successful friends of yours will just drop you when they see you around these people and just see you doing the same things as them too. And to be honest, this is how I was in the beginning too, to a degree, but I regret it immensely because in my first year of sales, if I wasn't around these type of people, I know for a fact I would have been the #1 salesman in that entire company. And the reason we sometimes hang around these type of people is because of the feelings that we get. We want certain life aspects of them, and just the winners, they are fine with letting go of that for the greater things. And then later on, when I started my first business, my biggest mistake was honestly my first hire. He was my best friend at the time. We had known each other for literally since kids. And that's a lot of people's goals, going into business with their best friends. But depending on either you or the other person, it's probably the worst decision you can make. And the main reason that our friendship didn't work out eventually was mainly because of the business. And more specifically, money, which is also why just outside of business too, most relationships just go down the drain is because of money, especially dividing it amongst yourselves and just who gets most. Whether it's seeing a salesman make more than you because of their commission, or your friend just seeing you making more because you're putting in more work or whatever. That's the main reason, money. Like just most people, they can't stand others around them making more money. And hopefully that isn't you, because that's a very low IQ thing to do. But to be fair, it's kind of what everyone is like in the beginning too, because everyone just wants money. Everyone wants as much as they can get. So you can't really blame them. You kind of just have to understand it from their perspective too. So that's probably one of the easiest ways to get around it, as well as just changing how you view things in life. You got to be able to think long term, as well as, again, just understanding the other person. The reason some people make more than others is because of the value they bring. Whether that's because they can get customers in, they're good at managing things, like managing the team, handling customers, or just doing exceptional work. The reason some people make more money than others just comes down to that. They can do more, or they can get better results. And so you need to be able to let go of the whole ego thing when you do see someone else making more than you. You need to have a better thought process towards it. Like, okay, this guy's making more than me, but why? Oh, okay, he's really bringing in this many customers, he's doing this for the business, etc. And honestly, view it as something that you can learn from. Like, why is it happening? And then go talk to them, see what they can let you know about, and you guys can just win together, because there's so much money in this world. There's more than enough to go around for everyone. And the second reason that friendships don't work out, especially in business, is because one person is always going to be doing more work than the other, as in they're putting in more inputs. And if that's the case, you got to talk to them, because everyone wants an SVJ, everyone wants an M5, everyone wants millions in the bank, etc. But the reason that those people have those things is because they went balls to the wall, especially in the beginning. And if either your friend or just someone else in the team isn't doing that, you got to talk to them. Firstly, not even just in business, but just in general, you got to talk to people, especially about the hard things. And the thing is, in business, it's especially important to argue. There's this one book, The 5 Dysfunctions of a Team, and it goes very well in depth onto this. Arguing just brings everyone's points onto the table, and it helps everyone find a middle ground as to what they need to start doing or continue doing or just do more of. So as much as you can, argue with people and just talk with them. For me and my friend who we first went into business with, we did not do a good job at this at all. He would always bring up him wanting more of the business revenue. And I would always tell him, no, you're not doing as much, which was the case, but we were never able to really communicate. Maybe more him, but just we weren't doing it well. So that's another reason why it just did not work out. We weren't able to communicate effectively. Me and him, we would only talk about what we wanted, not what the other person wanted or why we even wanted the things that we wanted. And really quick, if you made it to this point of the video, I want to say thank you. If you could please subscribe, that would honestly mean so much to me, because the goal right now is 1,000 subscribers before the end of summer. So if you could help out, I'd honestly appreciate that so much. Thank you. And so now I just make it very, very clear with everyone that I work with, everything. We just talk about every single thing, anything that comes on our mind, we just talk about it, because it's very, very important. And if you don't, someone's just gonna get angry, thoughts aren't gonna be put on the table, and it's just gonna come to an end. And another thing is what you do outside of work or outside of running the business, because there's no one on the come up who's making a ton of progress, who's making a ton of money, who on their off time is doing nothing. You gotta be productive. You gotta just be bettering yourself at least. You can't be laying around scrolling on TikTok, eating your little willy, doing whatever. Because the people who are doing that are not the ones who are making it the furthest in life. Because the people who are doing that are the ones who are far back behind in the race of success, I guess we can call it. So as much as you can, be productive in your free time, whether that's reading, meditating, just going out on walks or just doing something that isn't scrolling or just stimulating your dopamine, as well as what your friends are doing. Because if your friends are doing that in their off time, they're not good people to be around, and you got to start cutting them off. And I have another video on kind of how to go about distancing yourself from bad friends or just people you don't want to be around. I'll put it in the description for you to watch later. And what I look for in my friends is just people with the same work ethic as well as kind of a mindset as me, as in similar goals. And circling back to kind of the beginning, you need an incredibly long-term thinking process, because none of this stuff will come quick. None of the results will come quick. You won't be able to make these changes quick, but you need to be able to start implementing them and being consistent with them. Because even in the beginning, if you aren't making as much money compared to those around you, you should just view this as a period of you setting yourself up to make millions or however much in the next few years. And so, quick recap, you need to firstly watch who you're around, as well as then when you are around your friends and just people you're working with, be okay with arguing and just talking about whatever's on your mind, because that will make an incredibly huge difference to you. I promise, if you aren't doing it right now, start doing it. Be okay with others winning and making more progress than you, and have a longer term thinking process. And then drop the people who, when you look at them, you can kind of tell where they're heading in the future. If you look at anyone, you could tell where they're headed. If where they're headed is nowhere near where you want to be, as in way below where you want to be, you got to just drop them. And so those were the first mistakes I made when I first went into business, as well as just kind of on my come up. So hopefully these can kind of help you out too. And I guess thank you for watching the video. And yeah, with everything being said, enjoy the rest of the day and have a good one. Bye-bye.